He brought the boom to the briefing room. This week, policy advisor Stephen Miller discussed the White House's plan for reducing legal immigration, which would emphasize highly skilled workers who speak English entering the country. That didn't sit well with CNN's Jim Acosta, and Miller let him have it.
This whole notion of, well, they could learn, they have to learn English before they get to the United States. Are we just going to bring in people from Great Britain and Australia?
Jim, I have to honestly say, I am shocked at your statement that you think that only people from Great Britain and Australia would know English. It reveals your cosmopolitan bias to a shocking degree that in your mind, no, this is an amazing moment. This is an amazing moment. That you think only people from Great Britain or Australia would speak English is so insulting to millions of hard-working immigrants who do speak English from all over the world. Jim, have you honestly never met an immigrant from another country who speaks English outside of Great Britain and Australia? Is that your personal experience?
Of course there are people who come.
But that's not what you said, and it shows your cosmopolitan bias. And I just want to say,
it's like you're trying to engineer the racial and ethnic flow of people into this country.
Jim, that is one of the most outrageous, insulting, ignorant, and foolish things you've ever said.
By the way, cosmopolitan bias is also the name of my jazz band. Yeah. So Acosta later went after the White House.
I think at times this White House has an unhealthy fixation on what I call the 3 M's, the Mexicans, the Muslims, and the media. Their policies tend to be crafted around bashing one of those 3 groups, and we just see it time and again.
All right, I don't know about you, but I would love to see a rematch. I can already imagine the promo.
Sunday, get ready to be annihilated as the makers of Rock Stairs proudly present the White House Rumble Extravaganza. Live from the briefing room, it's Jim Acosta versus the Joker, the Smoker, the Midnight Toker, Stephen Miller. It's totally unscripted, totally unpredictable, and the first 100 people to arrive get a free VCR. It's Miller Acosta, the rematch. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge.
They're going to sell you the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge. Probably the line of the night so far. All right, Walter, you wanted to talk about this in the last block. Go to it.
Well, it's like Mayweather-McGregor with no muscle tone. No, really. What Jim Acosta knows about immigration reminds me of what Don Lemon, who thought that the Malaysian airliner had disappeared into a black hole, knows about astrophysics.
Yeah.
It's like what Chris Cuomo, who said that it was illegal to read WikiLeaks, knows about the Bill of Rights. They all go to CNN University, and then they come on TV. And, I don't know.
CNN University. That's very funny. We're doing that as a commercial next week. I can tell. Dave, what did you make of this thing? I don't believe Miller was serious. He was just trolling him.
Yeah, well, I want to retract what I said in the first segment because I said it can't get worse. It actually can't get better. Like, that is such a beautiful... They're trolling. That is Pepe the Frog trolling Acosta right there. He stands with the people of Kyrgyzstan, and he's up there, and he's mocking. Some of your people will understand that. Right?
Yeah.
But we've entered this time where nothing is real anymore.
Yeah.
There is such a lack of reality, and they're trolling back and forth. But CNN, to me, at this point, is basically like, it just can't. You know what I mean? It just can't. It used to be young and virile, and it could do what it needed to do, and now it just can't do it anymore. That's why it has to try so hard, but it just won't get there.
Exactly. Now I have to do a drug ad. CNN. Tyrus, Acosta pretended as though it's racist to only let in the same amount of people that we've let in before.
Yeah, when they were going at it, I just felt like I was at Comic-Con watching somebody argue over Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. Well, first of all, it's not about the journey. You don't understand. Like, being a hobbit is really hard to... Are you trying to say that a hobbit couldn't hold a lightsaber? Yeah, I'm trying to say he's not going to hold a lightsaber. Is it because he's short and he doesn't wear shoes? Yeah, I mean, it was like, guys, date, move on. Like, here was the reason for the thing is simple. We've had our immigration has continued for over the 40 years. We've just
Yeah.
filled it up. Now we're making requirements. That's like everything else. Everything else in life, when it gets to a certain point, they make the levels harder. Just like school, you get through high school, you got to pass an exam to go to college. There's certain rules for things, and making things a little tougher or a little looking for less people who are just coming here for a handout, because we have a lot of that. The people actually come here with a skill set. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Also, offering, mandating some kind of system or whatever increases their chances for success in the United States. It helps to know the language. You know, I will hire you if you can speak English. Well, actually, you don't have to. Not for the work I ask for.
Just navigate skill set.
That's terrible what I just said. I don't even know what I meant. Kat,
Yes.
Stephen Miller is the perfect Hollywood villain. He could leave D.C. right now and pick up any role he wants.
Absolutely. The way that he was arguing is kind of the way that I argue, which is really effective. You don't necessarily have to believe what you're saying,
Yes.
just the essence of it. And I'm talking about in my personal life. But if you get performative enough and you sound good enough, the other person will either A, just believe you, or B, get a little tired of watching your little skit and not talk. And you'll feel like you've won, which is really enough oftentimes. But
you gotta love Acosta's 3 M's too.
Yes.
What was it? It was Muslim, Mexicans, and media. But he really meant me, is what he meant. Me. It's about me.
The way that people argue this was ridiculous. I mean, I don't like cutting the number of green cards in half. I have plenty of issues with this policy. However, people quoting the poor, tired, huddled masses thing as if the poem on the Statue of the Liberty is the law. Like, poems on statues aren't the law. I didn't know if, like, that's some groundbreaking idea.
But maybe they should be.
Yeah.
Maybe poems should be law. That's a great comment.
No,
it's not. No, it's not. You know, some people can't get in. Maybe they can stay and help improve their country and then come. I don't know. Just a thought.